Hi and welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited about today's video. Of course, I'm always excited about the videos. But today's travel video, we're going to be talking about some place that's very near and dear to me at the moment, and that is Cuba. So today's topic is Cuba vacations. 10 things to know before you take off. So we're just going to jump right on in because I have a lot to cover. So, a glorious combination of unspoiled beaches, lively dance clubs, and cultural history await the fortunate travelers to Cuba's sunny shores. However, before packing your suitcase and jetting off to this lovely island country, here are 10 things you need to know before you go. Number one, power conversion. All of the outlets on the island of Cuba, including hotels, motels, bed and breakfasts, use two-pronged 220-volt outlets. That means your typical North American plug that has the three prongs on it will not fit into most Cuban outlets. You can, however, purchase a plug adapter. So just be careful to check the power outage before plugging in, as appliances such as hair dryers or laptops may fry the 220 volt outlets and your laptop. So you have to be very careful about that. And the the plug adapters, you can get them in any Lowe's, Home Depot, probably any store that has a houseware section should have them, and they don't cost that much. Number two, panhandling. You will see a number of locals begging for money or panhandling in Cuba by posing for pictures, drawing caricatures, or making and selling handcrafts in return for money from tourists. So just don't assume what you're being given or offered doesn't come with a price. Okay, so if somebody gives you something or offers you something, just know it comes with a price. Number three, lack of condiments. Listen up if you are a condiment lover. Most tourists return from Cuba with the idea that everything was great except for the food. That's because the flavor can be a bit lacking if you're used to condiments such as ketchup, hot sauce, pepper, jam, cinnamon, and my favorite, peanut butter. Many of these just aren't available in Cuba, so you have to bring your own. So, if you're going to Cuba, you need to bring your own little condiments for your food, the things that I've listed. And if not, your food may taste a little bland, so you just have to deal with it. Number four, bringing donations. The majority of locals in Cuba working at your hotel, such as your housekeeper, your bartender, your waiter, and the hotel desk staff, make very little money for for hygienic or personal care items. And that's really sad. That kind of broke my heart when I saw that. That's why many tourists bring along extra toothbrushes, mouthwashes, toothpaste, floss, pantyhose, etc. to leave for them as gifts. Believe me, locals are incredibly grateful for these items. So again, if you're planning on going, please leave some toiletry, bring some extra toiletry items with you. I'm sorry, my tongue is tied today. With you, so that you can leave to them as, as a gift, and they will greatly thank you for it. Number five, currencies. And this is important. Yes, there is more than one official currency in the country of Cuba. While Cuban locals use the Cuban Peso, tourists are given the Cuban Convertible Peso and are unable to use. Tourists are given the Cuban Convertible Peso and are unable to use the Cuban Peso. So it's essential that you have the right currency. And so when you get there, of course, there should be some place that you can go to talk to someone to make sure you have the right currency, because you don't want to end up with the wrong thing. Number six, tipping is socially acceptable. Well, isn't it everywhere? Like many places in North America, it's common and polite practice to tip your waitstaff, tour guides, hotel staff, or bartenders for good service. In Cuba, you do this by leaving a few Cuban convertible pesos. That's simple, right? Number seven, internet regulations. Now, this one is just going to blow you away, because when I read this, I thought, wow. So, if you plan to use the internet in Cuba, you may be disappointed. as it is highly regulated. Did you hear what I just said? It's highly regulated and very expensive. Plus you require a special permit to access the internet, and even then usage is closely monitored. Let me say that one more time. Yeah, I'm going to say it one more time. If you plan to use the internet in Cuba, you may be disappointed at it, as it is highly regulated and rather expensive. Plus, you require a special permit to access the internet, and even then, it is closely monitored. So you have got to be careful about where you go and what you do. Me personally, if you're not going to be over there long, I wouldn't worry about it. Just get caught up when you get home. Number 8, Cuban time. In Cuba, it's common that things are a little bit slower pace. After all, you're on vacation. However, some tourists are upset when buses or tour guides don't arrive exactly on time. And let's face it, I would be too. Let's just say the island country runs on Cuban time or relaxed time. So I love that. I love it. So and essentially what they're saying here is, if you are expecting your tour guide to come at 2 o'clock and he or she doesn't show up till 2:30, that's okay with them, because that's just what they do. They are on Cuban time, so just kind of be patient. You know this up front, and so don't let it stress you. Number 9, very important, drinking water. Cuba is a very clean and hygienic country. Let me say that again, because that's very important. Cuba is a very clean and hygienic country. However, drinking tap water is not highly recommended and might leave you with a nasty case of diarrhea or upset stomach. Opt for bottled water just to ensure your trip is enjoyable. Let me say that again. Drinking tap water is drinking tap water is not highly recommended, okay? Bottled water, bottled water, bottled water. Bring your own, purchase it while you're there, but do not do the tap water. And last but not least, number 10, I found this to be very interesting because I've never heard of this, but let me run it past you. Departure tax. So after an enjoyable visit to Cuba, you will be asked to pay a $25 tourist departure tax upon your leaving. Airports only take cash, so be sure you keep $25 in your wallet. Let me just say, when I read that, I thought, what the fuzzy? But this is what you do. So just know, if you're going to go to Cuba, make sure you have $25 in cash with you. You pay it at the airport, and they only accept cash. So there you have it. Top 10 things that you need to know before you take off and head to Cuba. Now, I hope that none of these things stops you from wanting to go to Cuba, because I really do want to go. Now, I don't want to go by myself, but if push came to shove, I would. But I am looking to put together a small group of just, maybe 5 or 6 close people, and we're going to go check it out, and see what's going on. But you have your tips. Again, I'm going to link each of these in the description box. You don't have to worry about taking notes. And I look forward to booking your Cuba trip. And I think that's all I have for you guys today. I love you guys so much. Can't wait to see you in the next video. Until then, seriously be thinking about going to Cuba, and we'll talk next time. Take care.